have confidence.
Hello there, welcome to the Not For Broadcast Man's Laughter Run episode 5, I think? Yeah, episode 5. Last time we got through 3 broadcasts: Lockdown, Silence, and Heatwave. Today, we are now going to be going over the final broadcast in episode 2, the 20-week war. Now, this is a very in-the-middle approach. No. That's not what I mean. No. This is a very inconsequential broadcast because we can't really impact anything here right now, but this does show the course of our actions as we've gone through. Anyway. Let's get straight into it. Day 297, a tape to remember. You wake up, still partly in shock from what you saw on the news last night. What you had to edit on the news last night. But you come downstairs, you find your family sat in the living room, waiting for you. Take a seat on the sofa next to Sam. Sam swallows, hesitating before starting. We were so worried about you last night, after Jeremy, with the gun. Sam chokes down a sob. It was awful. National television, how can he do that? And now... After a horrible pause, Sam finally asks, "Are you okay, honey?" Can't believe he's gone. Sam glances at Charlie, then back to you. We saw you choose to play that tape. I couldn't help but wonder why. It seemed like the right thing to do. I think you did the right thing. I mean, it's a crazy situation, but it was the right thing to play the tape. Charlie says quietly. You hadn't realised how much his support would mean to you. It's good to have your son on your side. What it's worth, Alex, I think you're in an impossible situation. Somehow you managed to make the right call. Sam throws their arms around you. Only you were stuck in that studio having to make that choice. No one can criticise what you did. I'm proud of you. You've never been so grateful to have Sam support you. You take a deep breath to... and gather your thoughts. It's all a lot to take in. You're not sure you fully processed what happened last night, let alone what Charlie and Sam think about it all. You smile really at your family. You're exhausted. You didn't know how worried you were about it, but as Charlie makes a stupid joke, and you all laugh, you feel the tremendous tension break. Sam rubs your back and tells him to flick the TV on. And you ask for better. You still haven't told anyone about the envelope you found on your way home, waiting for you outside the studio. Unmarked with a note that simply read, "We knew we could count on you. We help our friends." Filled with cash. It seems they were watching. We got money. Disrupt literally just gave us money. Oh my god. Anyway, day 305, a rebel is born. A muffled thud wakes you and Sam in the middle of the night, and it takes you a few seconds to realise it came from the kitchen. You tentatively make your way downstairs, grabbing an umbrella from near the front door for comfort and as an actual weapon. You slowly push open the kitchen door. I gently open the door. You lift the umbrella halfway above your head before you realise there's Charlie stumbling around in the dark. One of the kitchen chairs has been knocked over, and he's up to his elbow in a box of cereal, and he looks up and sees you standing in the doorway. Your worry turning to a mixture of curiosity and anger. What the hell are you doing rushing around this time of night? Your son sleepishly slurs that he was out with some friends and there were a few beers. As he sways on his feet, the strong smell of alcohol wafting from him tells you there were more than a few. Do you think it's a good idea to be wasting your Saturday nights getting drunk with these mates of yours? He sighs and just stares at you. Answer me, yeah, I want a good relationship. Look, you can't tell me, or I can go get Sam and the three of us. He starts at the hard tone, then looks up at you with a passionate stare. We're not wasting our nights. What we're doing is important. We're helping this job make a difference. Charlie's expression is defiant. It's not like you're the one to talk. You've been a friend in meetings, but unless you're actually doing something, despite it kind of broadcasting outward. Slams a cereal box onto a table in what you're sure was meant to be a grand gesture, but the puff of sugary frosted flakes undermines the effect. What I do affects the entire nation. You're just getting drunk in a park. He starts to respond, but then seems to hear what you actually said. Charlie's expression softened, clearly impressed. So, I'll be quieter next time. No harm done. Drink some water and go up to bed. You smile, thinking of your big, grown-up teenage son as you left cleaning up all sugary cereal. Anything okay? Sam asked as you steal back some of the covers. Yeah, actually no. Charlie's a bit worse for wear. We'll talk to him tomorrow. I thought it was straight gonna go to tomorrow. Anyway. 365. Holiday update. Just as you're finishing up breakfast, Sam comes in with the post. Oh, we got a postcard from Susie. I hope she's having fun on her trip. Sam reads it aloud as she finishes getting ready for work. So I've seen what feels like most of Urkistan. Really cool place. It's so cold. Both Chippy and doing the gift. And before you say anything, yes, you were right to make me pack the extra pair of socks. Sam gives you a small kick under the table. Next, we got the train at Connoisseur. Much warmer and loads of beaches to enjoy. Could have stayed there forever, but had to head to San Pamarino before it got too cold. I'm so glad we did it. We've probably got 1 or 2 more stops and we're heading home, but I'll be back in time for Christmas. I promise. Hope everyone's doing well. Love, Susie. Sounds like it's been a hell of a trip. Worth every penny. And now it's time. Anyway. Just wanna... Now at this point I don't have to follow the guide. I just know what I need to do. I know what I need to do. So basically, okay. Yeah. Day 371. 20-week war.
Alex, Bozeman, your boss. We're expecting deplorables from this run to hack the signal tonight. Perhaps you could leave your personal beliefs at home and try not to let them ruin the broadcast, even if you don't care for the government.
I don't want to play Sophia Wilmington, so I'll play Order of the Brawn later.
Stay out of the orange.
Anyway, Order of the Brawn. That's a fun chip.
So, Julia's team have asked me to ask you to keep it light.
What does that mean?
It means to do that thing you do where you turn politicians into humans. Just don't get drawn into talking about the war, or politics in general. Really.
They do know this is the news, don't they?
You didn't hear this from me, but apparently there's a crew at Team HQ right now. I think she's giving a speech or something tonight. They'll get it on the late news.
Oh, great. So they get the brains and we get the performing monkey.
Sometimes you sound just like him, you know.
How are you?
To survive the cruel administrations of our neighbours.
It
At
is what it is.
11:25, it's in sizes.
It
And
is what it
tonight,
is.
Dr. Adrian Atkinson Blimey will be
listening
getting
to
his
you now.
teeth into Fiona from Hamble Bamblebury, who has invented a
seconds,
tasty
everybody.
twist on the humble biscuit.
dogs.
And that takes us, after the weather and public information
Going in
film,
5,
into our close down.
4,
But first
3.
tonight, it's time to join Megan and the team for the National Nightly
Good
News.
evening. This is the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Wolfe. It's the 140th day of war. Our main headlines tonight.
Literally 20
Company
days.
of heroes.
20
Established on
days!
land and sea again today as our armed forces tested the mettle of the World Council's illegal blockade. Advance's strategy of multiple small-scale incursions into the disputed zone is certainly keeping the enemy on high alert, unable to work out where or when the next strike will come. Sadly, however, more casualties were reported today, and as the weeks and months of this war make ever more demands on our armed services, those numbers will, tragically, only continue to rise. Don't starve. Advance's food programme moved from strength to strength today as rationing depots were opened in the last remaining unfed areas of the territory. The rationing depots have been constructed in record time.
Yippee!
And the government's
Hi-yay.
agricultural coordination strategy has seen shelves restocked with increasing regularity. However, with a reported rise in mental and physical health issues since the imposition of the blockade,
Why don't I just play all the rubber for every ad? That just seems fun. That would just seem like the best solution. Just pop it there after every
7 days to die. The recent decision to allow those with long-term health conditions to access transition centres has today been declared an overwhelming success. Previously available only to those in their final years, the expansion of the service has been met with relief by the many organisations calling for it to be opened up to the wider community. With dwindling medical supplies leaving many of our most vulnerable facing chronic pain, it can come as no surprise that the transition centres have found themselves stretched to capacity. Populous. More than 11% of the population have thus far failed to register for a team membership card, a worrying statistic given that the cards are a legal requirement from midnight tonight. While applications are still open for those who like to run fashionably late, they can expect a few tricky questions from Advance. Street Fighting Man. Spokesman Alan James today announced that Disrupt were responsible for the 2 explosions which rocked the capital's warehouse district last night. Julia Salisbury condemned the attack on what she described as vital medical supplies as pointless and barbaric. Mr. James commented, "Disrupt are strong and our numbers are growing. Advance fear us, and they should, because we're holding the line for freedom." And finally, absent friends. Sad news today as the grave of former National Nightly News host Jeremy Donaldson is vandalised by radical Disrupt activists. The much-loved broadcaster suffered a very tragic public breakdown 10 weeks ago in an incident which ultimately cost him his life. Disrupt spokesman Alan James, whose organisation last week named Mr. Donaldson as the cause's first martyr, described the graffiti as a fitting tribute to a hero of the resistance. But first this evening, with the war about to enter its 21st punishing week and people hurting up and down the country, I'll be grilling unpredictable Prime Minister Peter Clement in an exclusive interview from his home in Lancashire. That's coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Oh, fuck you. We'll get this done. Don't worry. God, right there! There's nothing even involving them. It's just moving it up and down. I don't know why I'm finding this hard.
In part 2, I'm a little overexcited to announce I'll be interviewing the one and only Lil C. And later we've got a new feature that's sure to keep you coming back for more. But first tonight, let's check in with Prime Minister Peter Clement, who's speaking to us from his home in Lancashire. Good evening, Prime Minister. Have we caught you exercising?
Have we started? Yes, that's right, Miss Wolf. Just a few minor adjustments. I mean, nothing drastic. I haven't joined the gym or anything. As my old mum used to say, just because she won't take it up the shit, it doesn't mean you shouldn't try for a quick fiddle up the car.
Language, Prime Minister. Language, Prime Minister.
What? Quick fiddle?
Quick fiddle?
Oh, shitter. It's shitter, isn't it? Yep, that's the one.
And can you tell us what brought about this news?
Last night, freedom fighters working for Disrupt destroyed a farmer-side storage facility in the warehouse district of the capital. You'll no doubt hear it described as terrorism, but our intent was not to provoke fear, but thought. No one was killed in the operation, which destroyed both the warehouse and all its contents. But what were those contents? Drugs.
Fuck off.
Drugs used in transition centres. Drugs used to kill our elderly and now our sick as well. We know that this extermination cannot be easily stopped. But perhaps it can be slowed, or if you'll forgive me, disrupted. Farmerside are owned by Advance. But then again, isn't everything these days? Advance makes the glossy TV adverts, the drugs, the transition centres, and the law. No government should have that much power. The power to choose the moment of your death belongs to no one, not even you. The freedom to die is a myth. The only freedom worth fighting for is the freedom to live without fear, in the way you choose. More and more of you are joining Disrupt every day, and with 1,000 tiny acts of resistance, we are stepping closer to the inevitable fall of Advance. Today, it is a warehouse. One day soon, it will be the whole system.
To be going abroad when the rest of the country is grounded.
And yet, Julia Salisbury announced today that she'll be visiting Svenland during this year's winter break. Is that really an example of team spirit?
What? Did you know about this, Gail? Did you know about this, Gail?
10 weeks ago, Jeremy Donaldson took control of the national nightly newsroom. He tried to warn us all about the now abandoned top-secret military lab at Grantham Downs. We may never know exactly what was being done there, but Jeremy Donaldson made us look. And this is just one of the reasons he is considered Disrupt's first martyr. And you know what? I think there's every chance he'd hate that. I only met him a few times in a professional context, and usually he exposed me for the grandstanding fool I was back then, but for some reason I always enjoyed it. I liked him. I liked his wit, his jagged edges, and most of all, I liked his total dedication to the truth. He died for that truth, died as an individual, for freedom. And by adorning his resting place with our colours and our emblem, we will help to keep both him and his spirit of relentlessness alive. Rest well, Jeremy. You will not be forgotten.
You get more like him every day. You get more like him every day.
I will take that as a compliment. Prime Minister, later on this evening, your co-leader Julia Salisbury is going to give a national address from team headquarters. Can you give us a hint of what she's going to say?
Yes. Well, I imagine that there
Sorry,
will be
you imagine?
the usual. No, what I mean is.
You do know about this broadcast, don't you, Prime Minister?
I'm sure I did. But Julia and I have no secrets from each other. We don't memorize each other's bloody diaries either. As my old man used to say, if you wanted to get a job
in the
down in the pew. What else you got?
Sorry?
Only cards. What else? A little piece of my life do you want to rustle through?
Should have been a bit of your life.
Ah, come on. Come on.
Okay. What music do you listen to when you work out?
Well, Gail tells me that I work out to Little C, but I have absolutely no fucking idea who that is. And do you think the C stands for?
It stands for collaborative, Prime Minister. It stands for collaborative, Prime Minister. How's rationing affecting you?
It's hard, but we get by. You just have to learn to get by on the basics. Take comfort in each other. I've got Mrs. C. and many a fine single month. I want for nothing.
Except for a decent night's sleep. Of course.
Prime Minister, thank you for joining us. When we come back, it's time for the Culture Spot with Lil C.
Fuck it, I'm gonna go with it.
Premiere
Let's go.
performance of her new song. I genuinely can't wait to hear that. We'll be back after this. 1 minute back, everybody.
Fucking government stuff is complete fucking bog water!
People knew about her statement. I don't think anyone's supposed to know. When you mentioned it, Bozeman's face turned a colour that I think you call embolism. Am I in trouble? Bozeman? Nah, you're like the daughter he never had. I suppose the higher-ups might fire him, though.
Who's Lil C?
Or if there's any justice, me.
Who's Lil C?
Are you winding me up?
But I'm civilised. I read books.
Second grade C, yeah, I had a little trouble with influence.
You'll no doubt have spotted the updated mixing disc. You'll need the new buttons during the next sections. First, we'll need applause when the guest enters and before her song. Don't worry, I'll walk you through it when we get there.
Google Images. What even is
I've
it?
never heard of her before.
To be really good.
Dangerous new fragrance
Is she any good?
No, of course not.
with all natural hydrogen
My kids go mad for her, absolutely mad.
5 and 10 seconds.
Hang on, Colin, you've got kids.
Yeah, I've got about 6 or 7, I think.
What?
5, 4, 3.
Thanks for coming back. Later, we have an exciting new feature that we just know you're going to love, so stay tuned for that. But first, I'm really excited for our next guest. She rose to prominence as the delightful Susie May in All My Daughter's Children's Men, before taking the music industry by storm this year with her debut album smashing the chart records at the age of just 20. Let's give it up and welcome Lil C!
Alex, the applause, that's completely unsuitable.
Fuck you, Boatman.
I just say, you look incredible.
Oh, thanks, babe. I'm doing this new regime and it really does work.
What's the regime?
My manager suggested it to me. It basically involves bathing in like cabbage water and then having the leaves sucked out of you while you sleep.
Wow, is that healthy?
Oh, well, look at me, Meg. The leaves are my only nourishment.
Yep, they certainly are. Now, you'll have to forgive me, but I'm somewhat of a super fan, so I'm sorry if I get a bit starstruck.
Oh, bless you. I've never actually heard of you before, so if you do get a little tongue-tied, I can always carry the interview.
Oh, that's good to know. So your first album, F My Face Together, it hit shelves this summer and it just exploded. I mean, what was that like for you?
Bonkers, just so weird. I was in all the papers and the magazines. Overnight, I went from that like annoying little girl from that show to that like sexy little girl from that show.
Wow, that must have been bizarre.
Not really, it was just like any other morning. You know, get up at 5, go on a 4-mile run, have 3 meetings on my cabbage bath, but then only then was my dad actually talking to me.
Oh, of course. I mean, the famed country singer, Billy Bob Jeanshort. I didn't know you'd been estranged.
There's nothing that strange about it, Megan. Okay, yes, he may believe that aliens told him to hate women, but there really isn't anything to prove that he's wrong.
So, this newfound explosion into your popularity, I mean, did that change your life?
Well, I had to start wearing like nice underwear, you know, for the paparazzi, but as the manager says, best to make the most of it before I'm 30.
Is that right? So what's the album about?
So I thought it was about like how pretty and great I am, but actually it's about monetizing youth, I think, or about like promoting an unrealistic standard of beauty or something.
Your manager again?
Yeah, he says insecurity is an opportunity.
Ooh. Do you think he'd be happy with you telling us all this?
Telling you all what? It really doesn't matter what I say here. I'll do my dancing and then this part will all be forgotten about.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, we're going to see some of those famous dance moves very shortly because you're going to be performing your new single, aren't you?
Yeah, it's from my album Put It In My A Together, and it's Put It In My A Together.
My friend let her 13-year-old son join the Go-Getters. He's occupied now. Busy, even. His room's never been tidier. But he keeps notebooks he won't let her read. And sometimes she catches him staring at her.
So,
And last week,
I'm not promoting Little C's clothing line.
When confronted,
This
he always
will
had a
cause
plausible
her
answer,
to become
a good answer.
a runaway
But somehow
failure.
it's too good. Like it's been prepared in advance. Or possibly by them. We want to know what the news will no longer tell us. And when we find out, we will tell you. We will hack into your news broadcasts. We will defend your right to information. We will resist, and we will disrupt.
Slapping around the arse. I think things could have been different, you know, like better. But I don't know. I love doing autographs and having somebody dress me and tell me what to wear.
Did you always want to do music?
Well, ever since I was a little girl, I'd sit in front of the radio, and as soon as my favourite girl group would come on, I'd press record on my cassette, but then my dad would come in and tell me to turn it off and to go back upstairs and start practicing again.
Sorry, is your dad your manager?
Yeah, which can be tough, and sometimes when it gets really hard, he'll say, make Quagler proud and you might just survive childbirth.
Well, you know what, despite anything, you'll make me proud.
Oh, if only your opinion was as valuable as his.
And on that problematic note, you're going to be singing your song for us soon,
And on that note...
So, it's called These Babies Gonna Bring You Home, and I actually got sent the lyrics in the car on the way up here. You know what, it's actually alright. And don't worry, all my work is team approved.
All right then, well, you can go and get ready for that. We'll see you in a little bit.
Oh, fuck.
It was a very specific...
That was not intentional.
...to chat to her, and I just can't wait to hear this. Oh, so, here is Lucy with an exclusive first performance of her new track, These Babies Gonna Bring You Home. Take it away.
It's the Force's favorite, the Queen of Teams, here to break in your blockades. We'll see.
Propaganda hits hard.
Oh baby, can't you see I'm hungry? There's a place in me that's empty. I want that meat you're packing, only you can fill that crack in me. I'm under siege, so come and free me. Ain't no disruption here, boy, I got no agenda. Just want the team and me, nobody foreign member. Don't stop no morning drill, there's holes in me that ain't been filled yet. I only scream this loud when you do your country proud. I ain't no vicar's daughter, come and skirmish on my border. Quick before I get much older, tie me down and pour me like an enemy soldier. An enemy soldier. So let them try and break our dream. We fight and love and die at two. So what if Peter Clemens boys can come and use me as a toy? I wanna see some action, so come and break my sanctions. I've been this wild and free since Mama burdened me. She was only 53, but gave to save her family. There's no one judging me if I'm the one that's in your fantasy. Don't die alone, these babies gonna bring you home. I ain't no vicar's daughter, come and skirmish on my border. Quick before I get much older, tie me down and pour me like an enemy soldier.
I am an unorthodox man.
An enemy soldier.
I do unorthodox things.
I wanna see some action, so come and break my sanctions.
Nudity, my favorite.
Well, if that doesn't distract you from the world outside, I don't know what will.
I love comedy.
I'd like to thank Lil C for doing that. Don't go anywhere. After the break, we'll finally be revealing the new segment of our show that we just know you're going to love. We'll be back right after this.
And we're out.
Barely got there in time. And yes, I'm playing Audible 1 again.
Can I just say, Thank you so much for letting me do this. It really means a lot to me, you know.
Yeah.
To be able to promote myself on such a mainstream platform like the news.
Well, don't worry
It's
about it.
such a
And
good
you know
show,
what?
the news.
Good luck for the future. Take care of yourself. This industry can be crazy sometimes. Watch out for that father of yours, won't you?
Oh, no. I manage myself. It's just, you know, for the public to have that certain perspective on me. You know what it's like.
Oh, right.
And Michael? Michael?
What about Billy Bob Jean Short? Is he?
Oh, my dad. He's such a sweetheart. We both had the same agents, you know, like it just made sense. Both of us for our image together.
Wow.
And Michael, I want to see the revenue share for the clothing line and get me a G&T before my meeting with the lube guys. If they say for your pleasure, I'm gonna start needing it.
Wow.
I hope you've got your head around these sound effects, Alex, because you'll need all 4 buttons for the next section. Each time they light up, listen to the actors and try and pick the most appropriate effect. The actors can't hear your choices, so let's not upset them when they watch it back later.
Do I look like the sort of person who counts things? No, not anymore. I'm better than that now. I'll tell you what, just keep adding flowers until it feels like 12. Got it?
Absolutely, right away. 10 seconds.
Why? Because who cares?
5, 4,
Yay. Go to sport time. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pick the drug Tommy path because he's drunk, he'll kill us all. And that's the goal of the bad slot, and man's laughter
I
room.
can reveal that every night on the show we'll be treated to an episode of an informative and hilarious new segment called The Notice Board. It stars some top talent and we're very excited about it. But before we see it, let's have a quick chat with the writer, director and
Whoa!
I say, Jeff Algebra, guys!
Actually, I've dropped the algebra. I go by Jeff DePlume now. How'd you like that?
Well, yeah, very fancy. I suppose you need a new name now that you're a successful artiste.
Well, exactly. I'm earning enough to pay taxes now.
Oh.
It's shit.
And how does Angela feel about all this? Your wife? Your wife?
God, no. No, she's long gone. No, she was holding me back. I'm with Norm now. We were married last month.
Norm de Plume.
Yeah.
Norm de Plume.
Yeah.
And why did you write this? What was your inspiration?
Oh, well, I received a telephone call offering me 25 grand to write a pro-team sitcom. And I heard my father's voice. It said, Jeff, you listen here, boy. You make hay while the sun shines. You wring every penny you can get out of this. So I wheeled him down to the transition centre, got out my typewriter and started clacking.
Ah yes! He gives you life-saving advice, and then you bloody kill him!
Good morning, Miss Craven.
Oh, morning, Ray.
Everything all right, Mrs. Craven? You look as worried as the vicar in closing time.
Bad joke.
Oh, Ray, it's those young louts. They've vandalised my shop again.
No!
Yes! They've written all sorts of obscene language and crude pictures, and I know it's those damn you.
I don't know. It could be the vicar at closing time.
I'm just worried they won't ever become productive members of the community.
Phil Paraden is okay. Phil Paraden's actor is being an actor who's acting right now.
Or bone rats.
Don't worry, Mrs. Craven. This
That
is
was
a
perfect.
very supportive community, and I'm sure that in time they will fit into this society like this key into this lock.
Oops, works. I get the ending wrong. It doesn't matter to the man's laugh the one, but it's funny.
See? Works like a charm.
What a lovely way to put it, Ray. And just like that, we can unlock their future.
Yes, yes. Wow! Look at all the letters in my collection today.
Oh, I think that one's addressed to me.
What? This one? Oh, so you're right.
Is he okay?
Here it is.
It's a letter from my granddaughter, Brenda. She said she got an A on her maths exam because one of her friends has been helping her. She was always a team player, was our Brenda.
I thought that was gonna about to. I thought I needed to put Tommy there, my bad.
Losers!
Oh, no! It's Brad. He's the coolest guy in the village.
That's right. I just got here on my motorbike.
Oh, clear off!
Well, how is that funny?
We don't want any of your ilk around here.
What? Rad dudes?
No, ruffians. Have you come to tag the notice board with your gang signs?
No way. I've actually come to pin my resume on that notice board. I'm looking to do some tutoring after school.
What did you say? Tutoring?
That's right. Maths is very important. Would you mind, Ray?
Maths is very important!
Not at all.
So you, a young person, have been spending your time helping others and not just urinating on churches or huffing glue?
Hey, I haven't huffed glue for months.
Well, blow me down!
You know what? We misjudged you based on how young and cool you are and not on your actions.
No doy.
So it wasn't you who vandalized my shop last night or called me a rancid old crone from the back of a chopper?
No way. It can't have been me. I was too busy helping my friend Brenda with her maths homework.
Could you speak up there? I thought for a minute there that you said Brenda.
I did, you daft old sow.
Did you hear that, Ray?
Oh, yes, what a wonderful surprise. I now respect you as a man.
Put her there, Ray. Oh, what the heck? Give us a hug.
Problem,
Sorry to interrupt the first groundbreaking episode of the Notice
Camera straight
Board.
forward, I'm bloody saying.
With some breaking news.
I don't even know if that's intentional.
I'm being told we are picking up reports from across the continent of what appear to be nuclear explosions in 4 major foreign cities. Initial estimates put the death toll into. They put them into millions.
Oh God.
I'm being told we're experiencing some power shortages.
15 million people
Apologies
dead.
for the interruption. And apparently we can go live now to team headquarters for an emergency broadcast from Prime Minister Julia Salisbury any moment. Yes, let's go to that now. Let's go to that now.
Good evening, citizens and leaders of the world. Minutes ago, operatives working for Advance detonated nuclear.
Don't want to do these something? No, I feel like people need to hear what they have
major
to say.
cities across the continent.
Even Trump probably would.
We have similar devices in
I won't do
58
it.
other urban centres and will not hesitate to detonate them if our conditions are not met in full and without delay.
and without delay. The people of our territory will no longer tolerate your illegal and genocidal
Right! Jesus Christ!
You are to remove it.
I accidentally touched the touchpad. That caused hell to erupt.
You will accept nothing less than your unconditional surrender. Your territories will be taken under our control. We will install replacement governments to ensure that your citizens become part of the new future. Your borders are now our borders. Your people are our people. They will finally be fed and clothed and educated and healed. But for your privileged few, the moment that they feared is now upon them. Allow me to be crystal clear.
Anyway, here's a fun fact while Julia's yelling about this. So Dave, the person who fled the country and gave us his job in day one, Mock Games actually confirmed in a live stream that he survives Liberation Night. They don't know how, but he survives Liberation Night. So Dave is still alive, guys. Don't worry about it.
We will expect your complete acceptance of our terms by midnight tonight. Thank you. Thank you.
I don't really talk about my personal
It's
life.
David, okay. I was wondering which one we'd get, because obviously we killed Jeremy, and obviously because now, if you didn't already realise, Susie and Chris, who are out there in the European continent, are dead! We've killed 2 people now. I've got several millions, but that was advanced, not me.
He's a researcher and he's currently travelling the continent
Again?
for work. And I don't know where he is right now.
Do I have time to pee? Let's hope I have time to pee!
And I should imagine that there are many of you sitting at home tonight digesting this news, and you also have loved ones on the continent. In Urkistan, or Harvia, or San Palmerino, or Konislava, which is where David was when I last spoke to him 3 days ago. So when I tell you I know how you are feeling tonight, believe me, I do. But I also know that there's a flow to events. I see it every day here. I know that although tonight it feels like we may be in a time of fear and darkness, we may actually be at the break of a new dawn. We don't know that yet. We can't know that yet. But together we will find out. And I will be here.
I peed my pants!
Feeling what you are feeling. And with your help, maybe we can all get to that brave new world. My name's Megan Wolf. Let's make tomorrow better.
And we're out. We've got people ringing around, but the telephone networks are overloaded. Okay. We'll find him.
Do we know exactly which cities were hit? Or
Megan. We will find him.
Anyway, yeah, so we'll figure it out. Anyway, moving on. This game is a language unsuitable for children. How could I have said that? Anyway, more bonus. They're all down, so that's that, I guess. So we have made it to the end of day 371. We've got 3 more at the end there. We have the Uprising, the Stability, and the Finale. These 4 are DLC. So hopefully we can get that. We can just watch also these while Jeremy's trial go get his liberation. Right? Yeah, okay. Alright. That's it for this episode of the of Not For Broadcast Man's Laughter Run. Join us next episode where we will not kill Alan James.
I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Dawn.
There is a reason for this.